There was a point yesterday when I was prepared to walk all the way to Cockburnspath in the dark in order to avoid having to pitch the tent in the heavy rain. However, it wouldn't have been ideal for videography, so common sense prevailed, and wading across the Wearburn to get a better sight, up went the tent. Once inside, it was actually quite cosy. Diane had had the foresight to arrange a very tasty menu of cold foods, including salmon and haggis, which I'll always remember fondly. We didn't even bother to make hot drinks, which, as we were neither thirsty nor cold, made sense as it decreased the likelihood of having to struggle out of the tent in pouring rain to go to the toilet. The long day yesterday had allowed us to achieve our goal of a short one today, which, given the weather, seemed like a good move. I knew I'd be slow out of the blocks, and was thinking I might have to hop across the burn on my good ankle in the morning. With only 10 miles to cover and a very gradual ascent to the highest point at Quixwood Moor, which we'd achieve within the first couple of miles, most walkers would consider it to be a very relaxed section indeed, as I would eventually. I had no idea how we'd cross the busy A1 though, which I always think of as being a motorway. Where we live in Durham, it is. On the other side, we'd have the shelter of thick woodland at Penmanshiel and Pease Dean, before we arrived at the foot of the cliffs at Pease Bay Holiday Park, where we were looking forward to using the cafeteria. After that, we'd take to the coast, by which time I was hoping the rain might have exhausted itself. We'd brought a pebble from the Irish Sea, and if we didn't walk down to the beach at Pease Bay, we planned to descend to the harbour at Cove Bay, not much more than a mile away from the Market Cross in Cockburnspath, where we'd reach the end of our 214-mile journey.
Just listen to the weather. We got as far as Edgar's Cleugh, which was our original camping spot last night. Because we'd taken that apartment in Lauder on what was actually a nice walking day, we gave ourselves more to do yesterday. We pushed on, thinking that we may be able to get a B&B in Abbey St Bathans, but we knocked on a couple of doors looking like drowned rats to see if they knew whether it was a B&B, not just wanting to fall into any spare room they might have had. The campsite is a fairly decent one on the banks of the burn itself. However, there's not a lot of room for pitches. Didn't bother getting the stove on, as this tent is not the easiest thing to work in. But we had prepared we had salmon, haggis, all cold, tomatoes, cheese, yogurt, cream, berries, nuts. So it was really nice, but hard to digest when you're lying horizontally.
I didn't notice a problem with digestion.
No, neither did I, to be honest. It's just, I suppose it was the loose Roman thing, wasn't it? You know, where you're up on one arm just eating.
Yeah.
It was hosing down when we pitched the tent. It's going to be hosing down when we strike the tent, and probably hosing down for the rest of the walk. So this might be all you get today. We're going to be very wet from the word go. I'm going to be quite immobile with my ankle initially, but we've only got 10 miles to do to Cockburnspath. You're always imagining fantastic weather and so that you can just luxuriate in your achievement. The rain may stop, but why should it? It's rained almost constantly for 24 hours, although in all fairness there was a break last night. I'm gonna have to come back and take some nice shots, because I'm just not here to do grayness and wetness. I want some nice stuff. Wet Longford Acres is a pretty little village dappled in the sunlight, and the same with Abbey St Bathans and Gurka Bridge. We did some stuff going over it. We were thinking of sheltering under it at one point, but it's amazing just how little natural cover nature has. I did consider just walking the 35 mile, and I'll probably pay for it today in not doing that, because I'm a slow starter with my ankle. Anyway, that's it. Look forward to some pictures from the GoPro on the trail. Go on, Diane, it's getting there.
Going outside because you're already wet.
Yeah, exactly. You can't get anywhere. Well, I can't.
I'm only putting these on so I don't have to carry them because they're not going to do me any good today.
That's fine.
I think with my gear being wet and bulky, it's going to be quite hard to fit everything in my bag. In fact.
Not what I was hoping for.
No, or me. Is this part of our summer holiday?
Well, it's still officially summer, and it is meant to be a holiday.
There you go. I'd still rather this than lounging on a beach for a fortnight.
Are you being facetious?
No, I wouldn't want to just be lounging on a beach for a fortnight.
Well, yeah, it's all right. When it's the last day, it's not so bad, is it?
Yeah, that's it. Right, am I opening this?
I might as well. Well, I'll tell you what, we need to get this. Yeah, we'll get stuff out. Lady of the Lake. Well done, good stuff.
I was amazed at you getting across that line.
Aye, well. What is it, Muskie? Alright, okay. Right. Closed 1990.
Get a little bit of shelter for a few minutes.
That makes a difference.
Oh, look at the sheep all lined up.
Right, let's crack on for the seaside then.
Can't wait for the sea. Who's watching who here? Look. Everybody's ass covered in mud.
Tough.
You can't sit on that tree and push it down.
No. Alright. Well, since we've come into this wood, there's been a great change in the general ambience. Now, I knew you were going to start thinking I was talking to you. I thought, how loud do I have to say this? If I wanted to speak to Diane, I could shout and she wouldn't hear me. I'm going to just speak quietly into the camera and she'll hear it.
shocking weather does not stop blackberrying. Seriously, blackberrying.
Oh, it's too soft.
Look at this, there's absolute abundance of it. My
Oh, hang on.
friends and I'm like, cheers, me dears. Here we are. What, sorry?
Cafe in the leisure park.
I think there might be.
Cold one. Literally 5 inches. Well, we couldn't do it. Oh, look at that! Woohoo! Look at that! Down at that marina.
It's there. After fording the Wear burn from our pitch on the opposite bank, we left Edgar's Cleugh on a track through woodland before entering cultivated land and taking to a trail that gradually pulled up past a large cairn-like memorial to the former World War I airfield at Whiteburn, before continuing on to the road at Whiteburn itself. After passing around the buildings, we took to a trail over fields, pulling up gradually to a road at Quixwood Moor, which was the highest point of the day. After that, it was track, a little bit of trail, more track uphill to Blackburn, after which came a long road section descending to the busy A1 trunk road. With no bridge or tunnel, it was necessary to cross quickly at an opportune moment to a woodland trail that brought us onto the A1's predecessor, which still partly exists, before crossing the East Coast main line into Penmanshiel Wood. After a short, steep ascent, came 2.5 kilometres of descending to Pease Bridge. At this point here, the Southern Upland Way is waymarked to the right, where it climbs to get an earlier view of the sea. There follows a steep descent to join the direct route. We didn't bother with the diversion, we just took the direct route. After Pease Bridge, the trail descends steeply via a wooden staircase into the Dean and through Pease Bridge Nature Reserve, before emerging on the road at Pease Bay Holiday Park. From the holiday park, it's steeply up on the road, turning right at the waymark trail to follow the coastal path past Hawks Huff to Heathery Huff, overlooking Cove Bay, then turning inland on the trail to Cove Farm, under the East Coast main line and the A1M, then into Cockburnspath itself, where the Market Cross lies a few hundred metres in the middle of the town.